Hello again, everyone. Edwin Murray back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about Pluto conjunct the North Node in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Pluto conjunct the North Node in a natal chart, one way it may manifest is that there may be tremendous passion, desire, and emotional intensity, which is Pluto, associated with matters with your objectives, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, for example, if the North Node is in Sagittarius, those objectives may be attained with a lot of exuberance, enthusiasm, optimism, expansive energy. But they may include something Sagittarius related, whether it be publishing, advertising, printing press operation, religion, philosophy, something with the outdoors, sports, or translation as some examples. Now also to intimate connections and those that you're in shared resources situations, which is Pluto, may play an integral role in your future, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, for example, if the North Node is in Libra, that future may be one that's very balanced. It may involve relationships. Relationships may figure more prominent, but could also involve something with the law or art or negotiation, arbitration, maybe even a sport connected with balance, such as gymnastics or tennis as some examples. Also, to your future, which is the North Node, may be connected with insurance, recycling, embalming, investigation, or the occult, which includes astrology, which is Pluto. Now, let's say, if the conjunction is in Scorpio, that future may be flavored with more passion, desire, resourcefulness, and emotional intensity. Another thing about this aspect in the natal chart is that you may be extremely passionate, sometimes even obsessive, which is Pluto, in developing the attributes of the North Node placement. Now, let's say, for example, if the North Node, say, is in Capricorn, that may be flavored, as far as the development of the attributes of the North Node placement, may be flavored with more structure, discipline, consistency, good powers of concentration, seriousness, a lot of planning and premeditation. It may be, the Capricorn thing about, this too, and also the attributes of the North Node placement, if it is in Capricorn, may be tied in, with structure, discipline, consistency, being responsible, ambitious, premeditative. If the North Node, say, is in Scorpio, the attributes of the North Node placement that you may be developing, and maybe ones that are resourceful, resilient, empowering, transforming, probing, incisive, being supportive, passionate, being able to look deep, go beyond the superficial and subterfuge, being investigative as some examples. Now, also, too, another way Pluto conjunct the North Node may be expressed on the natal chart is that you may desire much power and control, which is Pluto, in what you're learning and aspiring to be, which is the North Node. So let's say, if the North Node, say, for example, is in Virgo, what you're learning and aspiring to be may be somebody that's industrious, punctual, reliable, systematic, methodical, organized, a person that has the ability to compartmentalize, being analytical, punctilious with details. As some examples, if you have the North Node in Libra as another example, what you're learning and aspiring to be can be somebody that's balanced, refined, charming, tactful, diplomatic, relationship-oriented, a person that's willing, to collaborate with others on projects and endeavors, being a mediator, peacemaker, as some examples. Also, too, Pluto-related people may figure prominently in what you're moving toward, which is the North Node. Now, Pluto-related people can cover a number of persons, whether it's those you're in intimate connections with. It could be those in shared resources scenarios, those that are, giving, support to you. It could be those in Plutonian, professions or fields, whether it's, people that are involved in the occult, which includes astrology, or those involved in recycling, embalming, surgery, coroner work, forensics, investigators, as some examples. And let's say, if the North Node is in Aquarius, what the person may be moving toward, maybe, could be doing something, that, something group related, or it could be humanitarian, altruistic endeavors, doing things that are innovative, or being involved more with astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, aviation, even rocket science, as some examples. Now, also, too, transformation and control, power and rebirth, which is Pluto, may be strongly emphasized in that second half of life, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, for example, if the North Node is in Sagittarius, the second half of life, maybe one, where one may be more involved, with expanding horizons, like religion, philosophy, higher education, publishing, advertising, importing and exporting, translation, as some examples. Another thing, too, is that, those prominent in your future, which is the North Node, may be pivotal, when you're dealing with some crisis or crime, which is Pluto. Now, let's say, for example, if the North Node is in Scorpio, the people prominent in the future, one or more of them may actually be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that are empowering, transforming, probing, incisive, resourceful, resilient, even caustic. But it could be those that may even be jealous, manipulative, and vengeful as well. And, let's say if Pluto is in Scorpio, the crime, a crime you may deal with may have to do with something with manipulation, or maybe, you may be victim of something connected with insurance, as some examples. And, another thing, too, is that if you have this aspect in your natal chart, your mission and purpose, which is the North Node, may be associated, with support, empowering others, deep research, psychology, surgery, or even the occult, which includes astrology, which is Pluto. If the conjunction is in Sagittarius, this may be flavored with more exuberance, enthusiasm, optimism, and expansive energy. If the conjunction, say, is in Libra, this may be more balanced, refined. It may be connected more, with someone you're in a relationship with, or a marriage partner, a significant other. Conjunction And Capricorn may be flavored with more structure, discipline, consistency, seriousness, more powers of concentration and responsibility, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay away.